The next talk is from Érico Andrei, and the title is Create Your Next Conference Site with Plone.
Hello, actually I changed the title, sorry.
That's
I know. We can go there and change the title as well because we have a CMS, right? So it's the State of Plone Conference Site because why not? State of seems to be the trend this year. Who knows what's going to be next year? And yeah, no one bites this one. So the idea is how to create a next event site with Plone. Important thing is Plone love conference sites, and I'm telling by personal experience because I had the best masters in the world. I would like to thank two friends that were my Plone heroes and mentors, Jean Ferri on the right, and then Dornelis Tremea. Here, I only come to Plone conference because Dornelis Tremea kind of blackmailed me. He bought the tickets and airplane and said, either you go or you just give me the money and you don't go. So thanks, Dornelis. And actually, I also want to thank and honor many people in the Brazilian Plonista community and Python community because they wrote code at some point or wrote content in a conference site. So Ramiro, Luz, Rodrigo Senra, Luciano Ramalho, João Bueno, Tânia Andrea, Márcio Maza, Ruda Porto, and of course, our queen, Rafaela Bazanella, because she is like the silent hero of the Brazilian Plone community for quite a long time. Besides that, just to give you an overview, a long time ago, this was the time before the dinosaurs, like around 2006 to 2010. It was so old that even the Wayback Machine was not able to get the decent site. So you see there are two things that look different because the first one is the 2006 Python Brazil, or at the time it was PyCon Brazil website. One interesting thing, my good friend and boss Timo, yesterday he showed like a slide talking about crossing the chasm, all proud of himself, and then I basically went to that site in there, found out, okay, see, 2006, I was talking the same shit. Everything you said, it was there. And of course, the slides were not beautiful as his. It was a really ugly slide, but I still have it. But the important thing is, Dornelis and Jean decided to create a conference site for us. And of course, it's going to be Plone. And of course, it's going to be with Archegen XML, because that's the way you do. And then you generate archetypes and so on and so forth. So back in 2006, we create this, and then I basically use that as my training wheels to develop Plone stuff. Had many features like registration. People would basically go to the site and do everything and pay in there. We integrated with payment methods and so on. Had a call for papers, no Google Forms. See, 2006, 2025, Google Form. So, and also certificates, because that's a big thing in Brazil. If you attend a conference or a training, oh my God, I need a paper or a PDF with my name on it. So we had that. I decided to do a bit of archaeology, and I found out we had 7 content types, some workflows, actually almost 7 workflows. And you can still download that because it's on the latest version, the one we use for 2010. It's still on PyPI. I downloaded, I opened the code, and I was like, oh my God, that's how the ancient Greek coded in Plone, right? It was good. Imagine, year after year, we would basically improve this product, PyCon Brazil, and we have a new site. And then there was this company in Brazil called Simples Consultoria that would come up with a new team. I do not remember what came before the ASO, but one thing I found out in this PyCon Brazil, everything was inside skins folder. It was old. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, things evolve. And then 2011, we organized like a Python Brazil 7. And also the second Plone Symposium South America. So we had this guy, Jim Fulton, and certain Alan running there. And we had a site that, it needs to be dexterity because dexterity is the way to go. It was a natural evolution. We basically throw the code away, but it needs to have all the features. We move to what I loved at that time. Érico from the past was an idiot, and I had 3 different code bases because I had one like the policy product, another one just to handle call for papers, a third one to handle the registration. There's a 4th one that I have no idea where it is. It's probably beyond skin something. Yeah, I can amend this. That was the ASO team or whatever we used that time. Everything was dexterity based. We had support for multiple editions. So ideally, we could basically reuse the same Plone site, right? Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Next year, we did not organize. They decided to do that in Django. And then, suck. But still registration, the whole call for papers was there. People would basically go create an account in Plone, in the site, submit their talk, submit their training, register, pay, and be happy. And then 2012, I had something going on like my son. So not involved at all. 2013, let's do that again. But this time we have a slight different problem because it's multilingual. We have all these Plonistas coming from all over the world and they do not speak Portuguese. And we have this bunch of Pythonistas in Brazil that not necessarily speak either Portuguese or English, but yeah. So we decided, okay, let's get everything, create a new package called a PIB conference. That's basically the Brazilian Python Association. It's still available if you want to take a look at the code. I am not proud of it, but it worked. Dexterity based with lots of grok. Oh, I love grok, man. You have no idea, especially when you have to debug stuff. And again, registrations. Oh, now we support a sponsor content type. And we had a call for papers. And I remember deleting the ZODB once, like one night, and then having to find a way to get the backup. It was crazy because everything was there. There was no other system because Plone is cool, right? And then life goes on. I move, I do other stuff, I do not handle conference sites anymore, and then I come back and ta-da! There's going to be a Plone Conference 2020, right? It was going to be in Namur, everyone is happy, and then COVID, and then, yeah, we have no idea what's going on. We are sure we are not going to Namur, we're not going to have beers, and then the conference basically in a board meeting, yeah, what about an online conference? Yeah, but we need a site. And then I'll be honest, I do not remember who copied from who and so on. I guess the base code base for the 2020 website dates back to PloneConf 2016, but I cannot be sure about that. But then, okay, what's the idea? Let's go create a new design. 2020, the design was kind of, we know we had to come up with something in a short term. It was classic then later editions upgrade to Volto. We have some amazing features. We have content types, speaker, talk, training, keynote, sponsor, and that's it. And then 2022, there's these Affinity people that were helping with email. They created this amazing schedule block that was kind of magical. We also developed, I believe I was the one that said, oh, we need to have a block on the site so people can click and buy their tickets. Because we were not using Plone, we were using Tito. That's a nice solution. Yeah, I cannot say anything other than that. But the talk submission is what? Google Forms 2023. Our good folks at Code Syntax get everything that was done in 2022. Copy, paste, find, replace. Oh, by the way, it's not showing. Yeah, oh my God. So this is 2020, this is 2022, and this is 2023. I honestly, when I saw the look and feel of this site, I was like, oh, this is good. They have style and they are good at this. But actually it was copy, paste, find, replace, improve a bit, right? And that works. Everyone is happy. You can see all those sites in Plone, github.com/plone/whatever year, and we were happy. And then PloneConf 2024. You know, in Brazil, I was involved, and I was involved in the other ones as well, kind of helping copy. I was usually either me or Fred or both of us, we would do the copy, create a new one, clean it up, find, replace, oh, new conference site. But then, okay, for Plone Conference 2024, what do? Get 2023. Copy, paste, find, replace, start changing colors, add Votolite theme, but then, oh, again, it's in Brazil. Brazilians, not necessarily English. And also we have a second event, so what about playing with multilingual? But also, we were using the Brazilian Python Association support, and they already have a ticketing system. They have a solution with Eventbrite. And I was like, okay, I go on Eventbrite, copy one of their previous events and say, get all the settings and create a new one. Problem solved. Unless for some people that were not able to pay for some reason, but that's Eventbrite problem, not ours. And then, oh, the call for papers, they have this Django application called Pre-Talks. And it's kind of good because you can do like 150,000 different configurations, but if you call their API, the thing goes down like there's no tomorrow. It explodes on your face, but it's good. We need to get the talks and schedule information from there. We need to get information about we need to send people to buy their tickets on Eventbrite. So first thing is, now we have another Voto block to integrate with Eventbrite. So you click and you go there. Amazing. I really love those small projects. I feel productive, and I forget about them for years. And then, oh, there's already someone that did that. Anyway, all was good, and we were creating content and so on, until the moment that we realized most of you were not coming to Brazil because, oh, Brazil is far away and so on, or life and so on, and oh, we need to provide some kind of online experience. Okay, and I believe it was 3 weeks before the conference that I was, okay, maybe let's do this. And then I had 3 weeks of crazy, I was not going to say vibe coding because, come on, I believe in the human side of making mistakes by myself, or at least I believe in that time. So let's code an online experience. We do not have money to pay for a system like Cloud Swarm. We are going to use YouTube and so on, and let's try to integrate that inside here and use workflows and so blah, 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 and keep adding stuff. And but since we are going to have these people buy their tickets on Eventbrite, I need to provide them with a user on Plone so they can access and see the things. Let's add a My Schedule, so you can basically build your own schedule and click on stuff and decide which talks are you going to watch. Or, oh, by the way, if we're creating users for people that are online, why not to create users for the people that are not online? Then another thing, and you keep adding, and then, oh, it's Brazil. We are going to need to generate the certificates, which means I need to have training registration because I need to know which training did you attend. But if I have that, I also need to have attendee check-in. I need to know that you were there. And then we get this. Okay, this is the site. It's still up and running. That's my schedule. Okay. This is basically, I click in here, remove, I click in here, watch the stream, and then I can build my stuff. And then, of course, this is a multilingual site, so I was basically fighting against Plone and Voto, because your profile cannot be in one of the language roots, so it goes to the root and so on. And then when you arrive at the location, we would basically go and, okay, and this is better than Eventbrite, by the way. When you come and say, oh, let's see, Victor. If we have any Victor, oh, there's this Victor here. Let's hide his email because I do not have his permission to show that. And then, oh, what is your surname? Oh, this, and so on. Or tell me about people that are going to present stuff. And then all the speakers in here, because everyone was a content type. I have their profiles and so on. And I'm going to get Victor because he's my friend. He's not going to sue me. Okay? And then I come in here. And then, okay, t-shirt, ticket, participant ID, barcode, ticket ID, where he comes from, what can I do? And then trainings, access report, all the times he logged in to the website because I need to know if the person's actually coming. And there's the certificate in here. So I download this. And then, okay, there's the certificate that's generated with talks, everything, and so on and so forth. And all of that was coded, and I was like really proud. And then what happens after this? We have like ends Plone conference, and then it's end of the year, and then holidays, and then, you know, January, and then 2015. And I was on fire because, come on, I coded that, right? And Plone is amazing. Plone is really powerful, and I was really pissed with, oh, I have to use this Django application. And yeah, maybe, what if? And I got personally involved with 3 distinct conferences for 2015 because, come on, you know, the opposite of imposter syndrome is God complex. If I was able to do all of that in 3 weeks, come on, it's going to be easy. It's just a matter of copy, paste, and so on and so forth. So what happened was, hangover, few months pass, and then I need to deliver this site, because this is part of my community hat, and this site. But of course, how things start. It starts before Plone conference. I'm in Rio during the Python Brazil in Rio, and then I'm talking to my colleagues. It's like, okay, we know the date, we know the location. What if we tell people they can buy their tickets right now? Yeah, for that we need a site, right? And that's like a Sunday morning. The conference ends at Sunday evening. I sit with this girl that does DevOps and loves Django and say, okay, we need to create a site, right? And copy the Plone conference, remove the things that we do not need, set up everything. Of course, it's VLT. I change the colors and I do some settings and I press a button and it's live. And we go on Eventbrite, create everything. There's the blocking there. We sell 100 and something tickets in 2 hours after we announce. Everyone is happy and kind of, oh my God. And actually that was the reason I went and start trying to build stuff on Plone conference site because, come on, I can do anything, right? Logically, backend is Voto, pass plugin automatic, so you can basically authenticate with GitHub. And started with 3 content types that were sponsored things because we need to sell sponsorship, and that's it. And then March 2025, Fred keeps bothering me like, okay, we need to create the new site. And I said, man, Python Brazil is going to be like the basis and so on. No, but we need to. Hikupeka is complaining. Okay, no, but wait. And at some point, go there, get the Python Brazil website, copy, paste, find, replace, put it live. And I'm kind of, yeah, I'm still. But at this time, life was already kind of having its own issues, and I was not that productive anymore. And then comes April, and yay, we need more features, right? We need to announce stuff. Can you do? Oh, later on. And comes April this, come May this, and then Python Cerrado has a fixed date last week of July. It's May. And we do not have a website. We did not start selling tickets. We did not look for a single sponsor. We do not have a call for papers. And I'm kind of, yeah, now it's a problem. And then what happened is, okay, obviously copy and paste is not going to work. Not anymore. Because now I have 3 things that I need to keep in sync. And at this moment, besides my Saint patron, Saint Fred, everything I was doing by myself. Mostly because there are people willing to add content and do the design, but the coding part is hard, or the DevOps is, oh my God. And then it became impossible to maintain this code base in sync. It's obvious. And I started with 3, no, it's 2. One of them is not even live. And I had no energy at all to create yet another copy and paste. And I was like, okay, my God, we need to fix this. Solution is looking back and, what if I start with an add-on for a conference site and then I just change the look and feel? That could be easier. At least that I can outsource. But again, I have no energy, right? And I have no time. And I need to decide how can I do this and how can I manage the publishing a package that has both backend and frontend at the same time without breaking stuff. And where is the clear boundary about the add-ons and the conference site? Oh my God, this is too much. I can keep thinking. And then something happens, right? And I forced myself to do it mostly because I was going to the Beethoven Sprint and I was going to publish pictures of myself like dressed in my pajamas and doing like this because Star Trek convention. And I felt like, okay, if I publish something like this and we do not have the Python Cerrado website up and running, I'm going to have problems. People know where I live, they are going to kill me. So in the week before I board the flight, I start like, okay, let's create a new code base called Tech Conference and UVX Cookie Plone project. And then I start removing stuff and I'm happy. But then I say, okay, I cannot get everything from Plone Conference 2024. Let's start with the things that I already have on Python Brazil website. That's the sponsor thing. Okay. And then let's change the name of this block because it's a stupid name. I'm going to find a better name because now I know about naming, right? Yeah, and later that day, Tech Conference is a terrible name. It's way too big. People are going to think, no, it's not for me. Tech event it is. Find, replace, rename. And then initial commit and push to GitHub on May 22nd. We have something. And then I decided, okay, let me try to put that on the site that's already running, the Python Brazil website. Okay, there's a bug. And then let's make first thing is, it's working, make a release, and then I found out that I fucked up the release both things at the same time, and only the backend was published, and then, okay, I need to publish also the front end, so new release. And next day, okay, I found a bug. Another release. And oh my God. And then I'm going to Bonn, the long way around through Panama. So I have a flight from Brasilia to Panama. And then, okay, I need to come up with the Python Cerrado website. The time is running out. Then I go there, start creating VLT, change the colors. I got the logo just minutes before I board my flight, talk to Anna, I need the logo. She gives me the logo. And then when I land on Panama, I realized first that I did not have the correct power adapter because I forgot my adapter in Brazil because, come on, I'm going to Germany is the same thing, but not in Panama. So I had, I need to put this live and it needs to work. It did work. I had like 20 minutes of battery, and in less than 10, everything was up and running. I gave credentials to, like the Brazilian people say, add stuff in here, and they start adding stuff. Great, right? But the whole point is, what is this? Collective Tech Event is the community knowledge packed as an add-on. Why? Because copy and pasting is stupid. And also, for the Plone community, it's insane if every year a new company comes and, oh, let's organize or a new group of people, and they decide, let's do everything from scratch. And then let's talk to Fred to maintain that crap. Because after the conference ends, the site is still there, up and running, for a while, until Paul goes there and convert everything to static HTML. But until that moment, it's yet another thing we need to maintain. And people come and, oh, I'm going to organize the next Plone conference. Can you have, oh my God, here we go again. So right now, Collective Tech Event has already 15 content types. It's a tech event. That's basically, oh, I want to have a site with many editions. Think about plone.org, World Plone Day 2025, 2026, 2027. You can add this there. By default, it's not enabled. What is enabled is I create a site, and the Plone site root is the whole conference site. We have venue, like this building here. We have a room, this auditorium that for months I thought that Asko and Érico and Juicy, they had no clue that Auditório 1 was actually Auditório 1 in Brazilian Portuguese, and I'm kind of, my God, for Christ's sake, put the name of the place, and then I write here, see the name. Okay, that's fine. They were not clueless. So I have other things like for sponsoring, other things to handle schedule and so on, many break types. We improved on top of the schedule block, and so on and so forth. We have behavior serializers, vocabulary, services. We have the equivalent for the front end. Everything is TypeScript. We have just 5 blocks, and 4 of them are related to sponsors. Yeah, it says a lot. We have a widget to handle like data grid and 10 different views, because I believe just venue, schedule, room, and sponsors DB are block-based views. Everything else you need a template. And there are some dependencies like Voto social media, because people could have their profiles there, and I want to have also the conference social media links in the site, so on and so forth. And we use Voto Team. Why? Because Voto Team, it's something like, okay, I changed like 4 or 5 variables, and I have something that looks beautiful and it's different. And by the way, the conference site, I believe, if it was not Rico was the person saying, oh, that's amazing, and they play with the colors and we have a conference site. That's how hard it is, right? And what about the other sites? Right? Because, oh, Python Cerrado is up and running, not with the 15, this is situation today. But then I already have 2 sites with content, people working on it. Not much content, but content. So I go there and, yeah, may I create, upgrade steps, and oh God, no. Branch, export, whatever it's there with Plone export, import. Go find a replace on the JSON files and create a new site. And then people keep editing. For the Python Brazil, they had no clue that happened. For the Plone conference site, we had like long weeks of Rico basically testing everything, Asko making fix, because come on, imagine you have Asko in your team. All of a sudden Asko said, okay, I'm going to fix this. And over the last few months, Asko is basically the father of Collective Tech Event. He implemented the working cop support and the performance fixes, authentication, and I was looking, trying to write the readmes, trying to update the readmes, because Kim Paulison, I talked about this, she searched, landed on PyPI and said, okay, list here the awesome features. And I'm like, oh my God. So readmes were not there, so okay, let's try to do this. And then I started looking at what ASCO did, and I was, oh my God. And then ASCO also implemented a revamped schedule block, because the other one was done with lots of hope, but it had this small problem. It would work with 3, 4 columns at most. And the Brazilian Python conference next Tuesday is when I'm giving my training about Plone. They have 6 rooms at the same time. And now let me put, oh, it's not working. And then I went Googling something, and I found about this CSS grid that was something I never heard about. Found someone that implemented an example, and I gave to Oscar and said, I dare you to do it. Guess what happened? It's done. So what's the future here? First thing is, even though I'm not planning to organize much, just telling my boss about that, I expect at least 3 events next year, okay? 3 events that are going to use this infrastructure. First one is Python Cerrado 2026. It's going to be a new site, Voltolite team customization. Anna, like that, is now a Plone Foundation member. She's going to do that. She knows how to do that now because we had a training in Brazil. I'm fine. Someone is going to take care of content. Fine, I just need to press the button and deploy this. Plone Conference 2026, hopefully we're going to have a new site and team customization. And this is something that we need to make an agreement as a community. Honestly, whatever your shit is going to be, let's try to build upon the existing knowledge and try to improve. And for Christ's sake, we need to get rid of Google Forms, because that's depressing. Or whatever system you think you have, like pre-talks, don't. Let's try to go back to the old days. And Plone Symposium South America, the idea is we are already working on having a new plone.org.pr, and then it's going to be exactly what I said for World Plone Day. Oh, plone.org.br/PSSA/the year, and the year is a tech event, and then we add stuff in there. That's basically the schedule, speaker profile, the contents, because the South America symposium usually is 1 day. There was once one afternoon, but that's it. It works. So it's not hard. Things are good. But we are where? We are in Finland, right? And who's the most famous Finnish person? Räikkönen? No. Asko? No. Close. Huh? Mikko? No. Come on, man. Linus. Come on. I'm not joking. This is Santa Claus, the real one. The one that's paid the entire year to be Santa Claus. And that's me, and that's my son. Yeah. My son, this is 2 years ago. Now, 13 years old. I'm not joking. It's kind of, oh my God, this is depressing. So if we're here, I'm going to do what another person didn't seem to have worked. So while I was there in line waiting to talk to him, and by the way, it's a really nice thing because he talked to my son in Portuguese before, and my son was like, what the crap is happening here? Strange person. And by the way, we were promised Aurora. Never happened. We were promised like minus 20 degrees. We got 0. That was kind of, come on. My son kind of does not believe in Finland these days. So if that person there asked for gifts and got, I can ask for gifts. So dear Santa, I have a wish list in here. First thing is, I honestly think we need to think about having a registration like the life cycle. attendee content type with membrane, that solves lots of problems like, okay, I go create and click and so on. And Philip pointed at something. Philip has most of the cool stuff that I want, but the last time I asked him, he was like, oh man, I'm so tired. It's mastering Plone. No, but there are things that we need to add to the conference site. I honestly think registration is something we can do. Oh, you can pay somewhere else, but then manage the registration here. Do the check-in, integration with presenter profiles. So I register on the site. I have a place, this is my ticket, and this is another problem that happens. I have no idea if it happened here, but in some conferences, the speakers conveniently forget to buy their tickets. And then you have one call for paper system, one registration, and then you need to do God's job of getting those two together, putting on an Excel spreadsheet and try to link those things. And then people have different emails because they use a slightly different name. So no automation. Besides that, call for paper, we have almost everything in place. What is missing is like the attendee or create your account and workflow and permissions. And then mic schedule, bookmark, calendar export. That's something that we should have done for this year because especially the bookmark and calendar, and we failed. And also, I have this crazy idea of smart talk materials. It's basically you add a bunch of links or files inside the presentation. And then when you're listening, say, oh, this is a YouTube video. It's a link to YouTube video, so show a video component and so on and so forth. And also training life cycle with registration, check-in, and certificates, and okay, we have 10 seats in this training. If you're late, bad for you. Okay, but how do I do a new site? First thing is I do have 3 minutes, I believe. And you create a new project with Cookie Plone, and I'm basically saying, okay, add Votolite team, collective tech event, add Plone collective and Vototech event, blah, blah, blah. Style updates, and Dante is here. Whoever is organizing Plone conference, Dante, are you going to be on the sprint? Yes. So, the first 20 minutes of sprint, we are going to create the Plone Conference 2026 website if it's not already live and we were not told, okay? It's going to be like, let's do it, put it live and happy. So, summary. For Christ's sake, let's not repeat the same mistakes. Plone is really good. Plone has lots of things. Same way Fred mentioned, we use our deployments as a way for people to understand how they can do things. Conference site should be kind of similar. Also, make our lives easier. For Christ's sake, do not come with so many crazy ideas. World Plone Day would benefit as well, and smaller things. Plone Tagon would benefit, and so on and so forth. And also, this package could be the place we use to showcase best practices and play with things. And why not compete with other solutions? Pre-talks. And by the way, I'm really pissed because I am the Python Brazil website. I need to get the data from one side. I have a script that basically publishes there on the site. And guess what happens? 500, because I asked, oh, get me the list of speakers. Poof! Oh, just 100 speakers, and then it goes boom. And of course, Collective Tech Event is also in beta 1 version. No, it's not. Okay, sorry. Okay, let me try. It's 1 second. Don't. Okay, change log. Okay, it's, yeah, I kind of updated this, so let's try this. Release 1.0.0 B1. Come on. Okay, that's it. Okay. La. Please do not explode on my face. I know I should not be doing, but I ask for Santa. Meanwhile, while I'm trying to, this is the part I'm pushing to PyPI. If it fails, we know, oh God. Thank you. So, and now I'm pushing to NPM. Done. Changes, create tag, done. Create GitHub release, done. And we should be here, GitHub, collective tech event. Okay, I have a release. What changed this one? Yeah, I know. I did that during Fred's talk. Okay, so that was it. Thank you all for coming here. And please test it and tell me if you need something else. And let's leave you with some penguins. And let's do a sprint there. No questions? No time for questions?
Questions for, okay, there's one at least, okay.
Thank you, Érico. Excellent. I love this. You've done what I have not done, actually, because I've always wanted to add like a membrane and all these like nice things. It is a really good use case to show stuff. I think it's too complex for the mastering Plone training as the code you use there, but in the training should be, if you really want to do it right, this is the way to do it. So kudos, this is outstanding. Maybe we should throw some AI at it for some documentation, at least in the code. I didn't see that much, but other than that, wow.
Yes, I did that with transmute and HTML to blocks, and I'm probably going to do that. Because writing documentation, unless you're Steve Pearce or some, it's not my first language. I'm not able to write clear things not in my native language, imagine in English. But yes, we need that. And also, one additional thing is Piero, during Salamini Sprint, he showed something, the bundle splitting stuff that I want to add in here, even though I do not have an edit component for a block that's too heavy. But this is the kind of stuff, it's the place we should showcase everything that's like perfect and bleeding edge. Okay?
Cool. Actually, we might may start to use that in our video portal site maybe, so we can utilize Asko's experience on that maybe also.
But you have a life cheat code having Asko in your team. It's like...
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you all.
One applause, yeah.